Happy summer.
Happy summer. Finally, we get to go on vacation all summer long. Oh wait, the kids
At
get
least
to go
the
on
kids,
vacation.
yeah.
We just said goodbye. Not really goodbye, but
So long for now.
we just dismissed the kids from the school. The school year ended with a mass, and it's kind of quiet out there now. So we thought we would talk a little bit about summer and keeping it holy rather than what happens oftentimes in many parishes, other parishes of course, not this one, where summer comes, there's no catechism classes, there's no school, and we are on vacation from Mass as well till September when anything begins again. That shouldn't be the case. So,
I remember when I was growing in my faith in college a lot, I'd had a good kind of foundation through Catholic school. And then it really exploded in college. I was at the Newman Center, the St. Thomas Aquinas Student Center in Boulder. And just the priest there had really invigorated my faith. And I'd have this thing where September through May, I was making huge strides in the spiritual life, in virtue, in prayer, going to daily mass, really increasing the frequency with which I went to confession. But then during the summer, it's kind of just this laziness thing. And it's somewhere between, right, you're with your family, you're with, and that can kind of have its own, how would you put it? They don't see the growth that you're making during the year, and so when you come back for those 3 months, they're like, whoa, you're kind of, there's a different part about you, right? I don't know if that's like totally true outside the college world, but that was just an experience that summer was pretty difficult to get prayer, to keep a regimen going, right? And then travel, and saying, hey, can we make mass? Things like that. And so I think people experience that in various facets. And so, as a pastor, what tips would you say for entering into summer?
Right. One of the things that it's a must is this. If we are going on vacation, because being at home is pretty easy. Sunday comes, we go to Mass. That's what we do year round, right? But if we're going on vacation, to plan ahead, where are we going? Where are the parishes? What are the Mass times? And you can find out if it's within the United States. Of course, you can find it pretty easy. There's, what's the website?
Masstimes.org.
Thank you.
But always use that to check with the local
parish
website. The websites generally are really good.
Especially after the pandemic year, because Mass times could have changed.
Yes, and when in doubt, just call the parish.
Right. Yeah, so plan ahead. And if it's outside of the United States, there are many ways to find out as well. There are also websites for most of the parishes in locations where you're going to go on vacation. But if you didn't, for some reason, you couldn't find out as soon as you get there, you can make some phone calls. You can ask the receptionist at the front desk, the hotel where you're gonna stay, to find that out for you, and they'll be happy to do it. Now, what happens though if I am going on a cruise and I assume that there's going to be Mass because that's what cruises do, but all of a sudden I realized that they were not able to find a priest and there's no Mass. What do I do, Father?
One of a couple things. For one, they should visit you, the pastor, and just bring that situation up to you and say, can you commute the obligation for us? And
if you know ahead of time, though.
If you know ahead of time.
Yes.
If you don't, so if you do, then they go to you or send you an email, and then you'll give instructions as to how they would fulfill the obligation at that point. So your pastor, in those kind of circumstances, can do that. Then, if they don't know, then sanctify the Sabbath as best as possible. Bring a Magnificat, if you have one of those, or a Word Among Us, whatever the other one is. Those are magazine pamphlets that have the daily Mass readings, or look them up online. So read the readings together, right? Maybe pray a rosary together, something that adds solemnity to the rest that is supposed to be Sunday, right? If you can watch online Mass, generally cruises don't have cheap internet or streaming internet, but if you're able to watch online Mass, only if you're in a bind, right? Coming out of the pandemic, this isn't this summer we're just gonna do the online thing because getting to Mass is hard. But if you truly are in a bind, then sure, we if that's your only available.
Right. The USCCB has the daily readings. Now, most people though buy some kind of an internet service on the cruise. So if you need to buy it for holy things, that's a better investment than just to watch YouTube or check out your Facebook. Another thing that happens, Father, during the summer, because it's so horribly hot, according to me, is we all are also lax in the way we dress for Mass. And so I would ask people to, when you come to Mass, dress up. I know there's some mentality among us Catholics especially that goes something like this. Well, you know, they are coming to Mass, so as long as they make it to Mass, it's great.
Yeah, if we raise the standards, we'll lose people, so we shouldn't have standards so as many people can come, but that also does them its own disservice.
Correct.
I used to live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
All the men every Sunday, suit, tie, and Tennessee's a lot hotter and way more humid than here, right? And so that's something that we can actually take from the Bible Belt South of their devotion to our Lord and expressing glory to Him even just by the way they show up to Mass. And so we'd encourage you to avoid the shorts, right?
Flip-flops.
Definitely flip-flops. And I mean, we've got good technology nowadays. They make really nice shirts that are also wicking and breathable. And so it's like, we're the ones up there with 3 or 4 layers.
Yeah, it does get. You see, one of the reasons why at the school, for example, we ask that the kids wear uniforms, one of the reasons is this: the better or the more they prepare to be at school previous of getting here, the more open they will be to actually be in school and learning and getting to the spirit of what it is to be in school. And that applies also at Mass. If we prepare rather than, 2 minutes till Mass, let's go, flip-flops and whatever, we are not really prepared. And I love it when people get there with plenty of time to pray and everything. Although the other problem we have is that because we only see each other on Sundays, people like to talk. And so also maybe this is a great opportunity to ask people. Greet people, love people, because you probably won't see them till next Sunday and you haven't seen them since last Sunday. That's great. But to actually have conversations once you're in church, let's limit that to only what is needed, so that those people that arrive with plenty of time so that they can pray and prepare actually are able to do that.
Now during the summer, it's huge road tripping time, which means there's a lot of family time in the car. And so I think especially if you're on a more than a 5-hour drive, it'd be great to institute at least 1 hour or a certain amount of time where the whole family is listening to something together. There are great Catholic audiobooks. Mm-hmm. There's the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. There's wonderful imaginative Catholic fantasy, Christian fantasy, and also J.R.R. Tolkien, right? The Lord of the Rings. So those are really wonderful go-tos. But also, we have a formed.org subscription. So right. Formed, like meaning being very formed in your faith, right? And formed.org is like Catholic Netflix, plus they have ebooks, plus they have audiobooks, and so you don't even have to pay for that. If you go to formed.org, say that you're from St. John the Baptist in Longmont, then you get access to hundreds of hours
of content,
age-appropriate, highfalutin theology, cartoons accessible, anything in between, stories and lives of the saints. So listening to something together, but also you might have a conversation, right? Mom or dad who are up in the front driving or guiding by way of map or something like that. I guess everyone uses their phone nowadays, but to lead a family discussion that can really be good, especially when like the kids can sometimes feel they're in trouble when they have like really intense conversations like this. And so when like mom or dad are looking out the window, it's a really wonderful moment to ask certain questions. Hey, how do you guys experience God? Or what happens when you kneel at Mass? Or what did you think about this homily that we heard most recently? Or something like that. And especially when mom or dad are willing to start and lead those conversations, that's a huge example for the children. So I think road tripping especially is a really privileged time of togetherness that gets sucked up by the iPad, that gets sucked up by other things, right?
Right.
And so make use of that.
If you're driving by yourself, though, that's no excuse. I was just thinking, you mentioned the Chronicles of Narnia. I listened to the Chronicles of Narnia on tape in my hard body Nissan pickup as I was driving to Mexico to see my girlfriend. Of course, way before I was a seminarian, way before. That was a great time.
Yeah.
A memory you brought up. Don't forget, Rosary, Chaplet of Divine Mercy. Right, so there's that time of conversation, etc., but also prayers that we already, that would be very beneficial for us to say, especially as a family.
If you're not doing a whole bunch of travel for whatever reason, especially since the pandemic, people were diverting a lot of their vacation money to home improvement stuff. Mm-hmm. Coming up with like getting a statue of Mary, right? Getting a statue of St. Francis, getting a statue of St. John the Baptist, something like that, and making maybe a prayer corner in the backyard is another way of expressing Catholic identity, having kind of peace and serenity, having those sacramentals. Or if you're redoing a section of your house, repainting, whatever, stopping by our gift shop, going elsewhere online, and sprucing up the house by way of spirituals, sacramentals, is a really awesome way to bolster the spiritual life. I feel like Advent and Lent are these kind of ritualized times, and so therefore the summer kind of flops, right? But it's a beautiful time of the home improvement, spring cleaning, getting beautiful Catholic art, which we've done catechesis on that way before.
Correct. Now, if you're not planning on a vacation, that's great. But think how easy it is to take a road trip to Estes Park, to so many places here in Colorado.
Mother Cabrini Shrine.
Yeah.
The cathedral, if you've never seen it. Walburga Monastery way up north. Google the Catholic sites. If you have a patron saint for confirmation or favorite saint, go visit St. Augustine, go to Brighton, go visit the church that it's the patron of.
Right. And you don't have to spend a lot. You can bring sandwiches and, just have a little vacation, little one-day vacation, whatever. So it's actually much easier to do than we think sometimes.
I think the last thought I'll offer and then close us out. Summer, there's a little bit more flexibility in people's schedules. Oftentimes certain offices close like half day on Friday, or things are a little bit more loose, or even like the 4th of July holiday thing. Those are perfect times, if you've never been able to go to daily Mass before, to add daily Mass either once or twice throughout the summer, or say, hey, every Friday I'm gonna see if I can hit the noon Mass. At our parish we have the noon Mass and the 8:30 Mass every day throughout the week.
Except this coming week, Mass will be moved at 11:15.
It's 11:15.
But also, before I forget, the 24th of June is on a weekday, so we can't do a huge celebration that day, but come to Mass that day. It's your patron saint's feast day.
So,
all right.
Awesome.
Have a great summer.
Happy summer.
Love you.